Welcome to the Amigos and Co. Monday/Tuesday in your face holes on the YouTubes. Hi, Chris.
Shaolin monk breeze tones.
Yeah, I know. I was wearing a hat. I went out and looks like I've been punched in the forehead or something.
Yeah. Albert just decked you one, didn't he?
I fell down the stairs. Welcome to everybody. Hi in chat. Really quickly, we'll go through the chat. I did see the Birdman, David Lloyd.
Mr. T. Getz also was in here like 16 hours ago.
What up, T. Getz?
Adam, I dare you to sing. I dare you to sing the song. Sing the Anthony Ramella song.
Hell no, Anthony Ramella. Hi, Anthony Ramella. The Great Ron Batsky's here. Chris Vandal's here. Neil Pitts is here. There's, give us a hello in the chat if you're here, or you can just choose not to. Whatevs. You can lurk all you like on the YouTube.
Send a winky face.
If you're watching this on replay, say hi in the chat for us, so we can chat you up.
Actually, I never even thought about that. Are our chats available when the stream goes up? Post.
I hope so.
Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know what it is, but like sometimes the Monday ones are, and sometimes they aren't. And I don't know. You set that up.
Yeah. Who knows? It's set up by an amateur, 100% amateur from down under. Welcome everybody to the show. Welcome to Chris Vandal from all the way from Las Vegas. Welcome to Legion Vapes all the way from northern New South Wales in Australia. Yeah, we were talking about what were we talking about? We were talking about dodgy accents and
dodgy accents, people we hate, super secret upcoming things. Chris Vandal, if someone says the magic number in chat, he's going to show his tits.
That number can be
any number.
Any number. That's I was just trying to think of a funny way to frame
the super secret number, anywhere between 0 and 1 million. Any number you pick will be the right number.
That's my guess. There in the Amigos and Co. Was that the number you were talking about?
Yep.
Pay more for the OnlyFans. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Chris, Anthony Ramella wants me to ask you if you're doing your Ed Grimley cosplay.
I don't even know who Ed Grimley is. I know Walford Brimley.
I figured you were too young to get the Ed Grimley. It's the hair. It's the hair horn.
Ed Grimley. That name rings such a bell, and I just can't think who it is. Who was that?
That was a Martin Short character. He was on a ton of different shows.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's good to know.
Look, there's so many numbers popping up in chat that clearly the public demand to see Chris's tits.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, guys. I don't show off my body for money anymore. If you haven't seen my Instagram story, I'm a small business owner now. Okay.
This is. I hear that you've taken out a lease on a property. You're opening up a storefront. Fucking good work, man.
Fine. I was gonna save it for Friday, but fuck it, we'll get into it. All right, you guys watched this show, and some of you watched the Friday show too. And as you know, I'm a fucking smartass, right? And so last week I posted on my Instagram stories, just telling the guys before the show. I posted a thing. We actually sold 2 things, by the way. Big Ballin', What's Up, Michael Jordan, or whoever's rich. I don't know. Anyway, so I posted an Instagram story, and I was like, oh, I made all this money now. I'm too rich to talk to you losers. Haha, bye losers, and all this stuff. And then, so obviously I'm not rich. I think that we made less than $50 on the store. Anyways, so I posted that in my Instagram story. So I go to lunch with my coworker to a kebab place. We went and got some kebabs. And right next to it was an empty storefront. And so I was like, dude, it'd be funny? Because I was like, let me turn this to a series. I was like, bad business advice. Since everyone on Instagram sells you Bitcoin, 4X, 5X trader, whatever the fuck it is, all that stupid stuff. And so I recorded a video of me standing in front of this empty storefront. Well, my coworker Dustin, he recorded the video. And I stood in front of the store and I was like, yo, you can't stop I used all the cringy words, all the terrible stuff that you'd see. I was like, yo, you can't stop the hustle. We over here making money. DM me depressed and I'll pay your bills, all this stuff. Opening the store and all this. I had, no lie, at least 12 people message me. Congrats on the new business, bro. Oh my God, I can't believe you started a business. Congrats. Oh my, you hiring? Do you need help? Like, so I'll break it down for you here if you watch this, because I explained it to the first 2 people that messaged me back, like, oh, it's a joke. Like, I said DM me and I'm gonna pay your bills. Rich people don't pay for other people. Come on now, we live in America. So, anyways, if you watch this, you'll know it's a parody. It's not real, but I'm gonna continue this on Instagram this week and for however long of my bad business advice, and it's under my Instagram profile page under Entrepreneur. Because I'm an entrepreneur, dude. I'm opening stores and all this stuff. And the worst part is like, okay, I'm gonna rant a little bit here, but like I didn't talk about what products I'm selling. Like I'm gonna open a store for what? Like what would I open? What could you guys see me selling? Honestly, like weed. I don't even care if it's stupid. Weed. You know what I mean? Maybe
obviously extremely valuable and everybody needs one. Yeah. Yeah.
So toilet paper, no. But yeah. Like Birdman just said, everything I say is a joke. You're absolutely right.
That's almost like a compliment disguised as an insult, disguised as a compliment. I'm not quite sure where to land on that one.
Yeah, you could sell rants. You could sell rants. Just free range rants.
Yeah. Free range rants.
Yeah. Welcome to my web series. My name is Chris Vandal.
Yeah. The Earth isn't even real, guys. You think it's flat? Fucking idiots. Pay me $9.99 and I'll show you how. No.
Oh, speaking of, I have something to share with you guys. I was thinking about saving this for my Thursday show. I might revisit this again on Thursday, but this has pissed me off. I'm going to share this with you. So I don't know how, but my wife stumbled across an app on the App Store. It's on the iPhone App Store. We don't even have iPhones. Somehow she stumbled across this. Apparently, it's made by someone in my local area. Some old man has made this app, older than me. He's made this app. He's selling it on the App Store. It's called. I'm not going to tell you the name of it, but it's a quit smoking app. You can get an app for your iPhone to help you quit smoking. Mm-hmm. Awesome, right? The app costs $99. And when you go to the App Store, it literally shows you, you got little screenshots. Like if it's a game, it'll show you how it looks and stuff. It just shows you like a front page. And I think that's about it, really. Like the login page. It doesn't show you anything. And she was really curious about it. So she went looking around a little bit further. And I've actually got the app screenshot, the one they don't give on the thing, right here. So what this is, it's kind of like you download the app, you install it, you go in, there's a single page of text, and that's it. This is your guide to quit smoking. It's a 3-stage guide. Apparently, it's really, really easy. The first stage is chain smoke as many cigarettes as you want for 14 days. Just do that. And then there's a bunch of talking about drinking water, breathe lots of air and stuff, but smoke as much as you want. The second should last you 14 to 28 days. It's the same as stage 1. Basically, actually, look at that. Same as stage 1. You should notice improvement. So basically, stage 2 is smoke just as much as you want as well.
What?
And stage 3 is 28 to however long it takes. And it says, yeah, literally, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing in these stages except smoke. This is how to quit smoking. Smoke.
I'm lost.
That's weird because when I was a smoker, those were things I would do normally.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I've missed something. Day 1, chain smoke as many cigarettes as you want. Day 2, still light your usual number with a subtle change. Draw the smoke into your mouth as usual, but don't inhale it into your lungs. Just let it out of your mouth or nose.
What is this, a DARE program? The program that tells kids how to not get high when they're offered drugs? Like, just don't inhale it. Like,
actually, that's your first stage, and then your second stage says continue doing the same thing. So basically what it's saying is don't inhale to your lungs and then just keep smoking without inhaling for as long as it takes till you don't smoke anymore. For $99.
They
on the
charge you
App
money
Store
for this.
for a single page, badly organized, it's supposed to be an easy quit. Is the way they've described it.
Do they actually show how many times people have bought apps on? They don't, do they? Or acquired apps?
Not as far as I know.
Does it have any reviews?
That is the important thing. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
It's got a 5-star rating.
A 5-star rating. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, because anyone can rate it.
Yeah.
And, anyone can just rate it.
It's got one rating. One rating.
Nice.
For $100. It reminds me
yeah.
of like that I don't know if you guys remember, I ranted about it. This was like 2 years ago. That subscription service vaping thing, and it was like $50 a month, and they curate. You have to buy their device and then their liquid, and they were like, "Oh, this is guaranteed to get you off of smoking," and so they wanted that much money. And the intro to it was like $150, and then like $50 a month after that to like continue to like stop smoking and use vaping. And all they had like for their advice was, because like I messaged them like I'm curious about it, like I was like, oh, this might work for me, and then all they did was send you out sample flavors enough for a 15 milliliter bottle of each one, 3 a month, and they wanted you to pay $50 a month for that.
I still feel like even though there's good things about a subscription service, there are obviously people who are in it for business and profit margin, and there would be people who would be buying that not knowing there are alternatives out there and just doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, we've got so many across the world little subscription services or stores. Like there are, I'm not going to name them, but Adam knows of these stores in Australia where the prices are so astronomically high for what they have.
Yeah.
What they have is a small range of really outdated gear, and according to the website, especially very, very, very bluntly placed on just about every page, is that every other single store is looking to rip you off because it's all clone stuff. It's not real. Our store is the only store in Australia that sells real products.
Yeah.
That's why we charge $150 more for a pod.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
yeah,
they again, a lot of things annoy me. I seem like an easygoing guy, but I get annoyed a lot.
Actually, this whole move to subscriptions, like software, apps, all of that sort of situation. I was going through my bank account statement recently, and I made a conscious effort not to try and give in to having the requirement of a subscription, but I think I must have counted 10 or 12 different subscriptions of some shape or form that I have on my, like it's coming out of my account, and you just can't get away from it,
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it depends on what it is. I know there was a lot of controversy when Adobe went to the subscription model.
Yeah.
Prior to that, you buy what you have, you get a couple of updates, and then boom, the next version's out, and so you're blocked. But you still have your software that you can use for the rest of your life. It just never gets updated. So a lot of people were pissed at that. I kind of jumped on that subscription model really, really fast. And I like it. It ends up costing me less than buying the full thing over time. And yet I'm constantly updated. Like new stuff comes out. It's there. I've got it. They've got the new features. They improve. They add streamlined features. They add bug fixes. Boom, it's right there.
Yeah.
With something like that, I think subscription makes sense.
Yeah.
With things like Dave Lloyd mentioned Zamplebox. I had Zamplebox. In fact, we had Zamplebox for 3 months, and then we had 2 Zamplebox subscriptions for almost a year, mine and my wife's. Until we realized that she wasn't vaping any of it. She liked the idea, but she just kept vaping her favorite juice. So we canceled hers, and I canceled mine pretty much at the same time. Zamplebox is one of those things. They're like Aspire, like Inokin, like Kennedy and Purge. They're perennial old school company. They've been around a long time. I don't know what's going to happen to them with the current thing in the States. But unlike the companies I mentioned, they have good years and bad years. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. When I started, they were great. 6 months in, they got kind of shitty. Then they got worse. And I've heard that they got better. Then they got worse again. I'm not sure exactly what's going on behind there. I think they buy a lot in bulk, and so if you
when they run out, they run out.
It's not just the way when they run out. It's that they fill their warehouse, and if you sign up on the month that their warehouse has been freshly stocked, everything you get is new, it's fresh, it's good, and they're paying attention to what's there. And then as they're running out of stuff and it's getting old, they're just filling boxes with the old shit to get it out of there. And that's when, and I think it's kind of bad business. Dave Lloyd, all the juices when he signed up were old and expired. When I first started, they were pretty good stuff.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Older expired. Yeah. Don't they have a YouTube channel with a rather large subscription base?
Yeah.
And they're doing lives and kind of forum discussion situation, aren't they?
Yeah. Like I said, I think it really depends on what part of the year or what year you join with them, because I had some good success for a while and then it got bad. Dave, right off the bat, it was bad. I've heard other people that have used it for years and they're always been happy with it. It's such a varied return. For me, right at the start, and we're talking like the first year that I was vaping, being able to get 6 or 12 little bottles of randomized juice, even if it wasn't stuff that I could get, it opened me to different like palette options.
Yeah.
Especially when there's, in my case, no store I could go into. Vape tin was so much better. So much better, but I believe they folded.
Was that US based as well?
Again, US based, and their model was a little bit different. It was you get the tin. I think you get 3 or 6 bottles, and then you could get one with hardware, or like tanks. You could get one with rebuildables, and you could get one with a mod.
Yep.
So it was like tiered that way, and you also, it wasn't sign up. You could sign up if you want, but it was like, I want a box. Send me a box.
Yeah.
Next month, I don't need a box. Month after that, sign me up for another box. So you didn't have to sign up for, like, say, the mod box. Getting a new mod every single month that could get ridiculous, right? But and also it was all, from what I saw, it was all good quality brand name e-liquid. It was all non-expired and fresh, and it was 60 ml bottles. And in fact, what it wasn't 3 bottles, it was a minimum of, I think it was 380 to 420 mils in the box. So they'd mix and match bottles to get you in the range.
You bring up an interesting point. There is so much choice. I mean, even here in Australia, with all of the Australian companies plus whatever else the retailers bring in, it's an Ern is saying there's too much liquid. I don't like to try something random like that. I kind of want to try more things randomly, but I also don't. It's a strange juxtaposition, if that's the right word.
I think if you're gonna run a subscription, you've got to have the qualifiers really clear. Like if you say no iced or menthol, then they've got to stick to that. They've got to have their stuff categorized properly, and they've got to fill the box properly. Like if you say I don't like mango, there's never going to be anything with mango in your box. Never going to be anything with ice, whatever. If you say I only want desserts, that's what they throw in.
Vandal's face when we were talking about that was like...
But why would someone not want mango or ice? That's all I vape.
Down all your options. Like...
Yeah. Because I truthfully, I want to try more e-liquids. David Lloyd, I like Australian juice, but it's not sweet enough. Interesting.
Well, see, that's the other thing. There's the palate thing. Because the used to be like 100%. Well, let's bring it down to 80% now. A vocalized opinion by Australians about overseas juice is that it's too sweet. It's way too sweet. Overseas juice is just way too sweet. American juice is just all sugar. And yet Americans, Canadians are the reverse. It's like, yeah, I can kind of taste it, but it's kind of bland. There's not enough sweetness there. So it's different strokes for different people. And part of it is, what palate you're used to.
Yeah.
To be fair.
If it's not going to give me cavities, I don't fucking want it.
I didn't realize that you do like the sweet food.
Oh, I have to have the heavy sweeteners and stuff like that. That's why I don't like desserts as much, because they're more of like, they're lighter, you know what I mean, on the flavoring, because they're a little bit more complex than most like fruit flavors are, in my opinion at least, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I stay away from desserts, unless like like anarchist white, maybe, like that's the one dessert I can always go back to, but that motherfucker's sweet as hell, you know what I mean? It's a s'mores, it's marshmallowy, it's cinnamony, it's fucking strong, you know?
Yeah.
But you make a good point there. If you are going to have a complex or subtle blend of flavors, you cannot throw in a shit ton of sweetener. It's just going to overpower everything. It wastes all your work in creating that. Yeah. So things like I said, s'mores, or black licorice, or strawberry, or straight up mango. Yeah, you just pour in a ton of flavor. Pour in a ton of.
Says, I was traumatized by musk. There's a vape juice called musk.
Yeah,
like musk is like
I have it
the
in
smell
here.
of a man.
No. We haven't had this conversation on the show yet.
I don't think so. Yeah,
I
musk.
don't know. Am I gonna get the talk, Dad?
Yeah,
musk is by definition. You're absolutely right. It's the it's not even the scent of a man. It's just that scent.
It's a deer, isn't it?
Well, it's all mammals. We all have musk. We all give off a little bit of that scent. It's part of why when you walk into a girl's locker room, you instantly get a boner, because it's filled with musk. I mean, it is what it is.
How many locker rooms have you been into lately?
Far too many. Let me interject. Musk, as a noun, is a strong smelling reddish brown substance which is secreted by the male musk deer for scent marking, and is an important ingredient in perfumery. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's more than that.
Bitch.
There's more than that.
Relative
like you're
relative of the
sweat.
monkey flower that has a musky fragrance. That's it.
Okay, the first time ever, I'm about to kick people out of the chat. Stealthor says need more seafood flavors. How dare you?
No.
Could you imagine a shrimp cocktail flavor?
Seafood need it. Yeah. But
anyway,
get back to
musk is as defined by Mr. Breestones there. It is secreted by deer, and it is one of the traditional base components in perfumeries. They use it sparingly to create a number of different perfumes. In Australia, someone created a candy, or lolly if you're in Australia, that's pink and sugary and tastes a lot like perfume. It's got a perfumey flavor. Because of that connection, it was called musk. It's incredibly popular here. It's part of the national psyche. It falls under the line of things that Australians eat that no one else does, such as Vegemite. Very, very popular here.
Yep.
To the point where so popular that, of course, someone had to make some e-liquid, of which I have some right here. Musk. This is the one that Dave Lloyd bought the line, and he tried this because I guess we were raving about it a bit because I like musk.
Here you go.
And it is a.
How'd you get it out of the deer?
It's a. Yeah.
There's no deer pheromones in this.
By the way,
Mowgli's right. I am thinking of pheromones, but I'm thinking of the colloquial term, like musk, in terms of pheromones.
Yeah, that's what they look like. It's a chalky, slightly firm, slightly squishy, lolly. It's very sweet and has that musk, very distinct.
In terms of texture and everything, it's kind of like those candy cigarettes you used to get. Not the really hard ones, but the more chalky, soft ones.
Yeah.
But it's got a pink color and a different flavor.
Huh.
And it's actually a nice flavor. I like it.
Yeah, but it can be quite polarizing. That's the situation. And Mr. Dave sounded like he's been traumatized properly by it. Yeah. It's
one of those things. If you're not familiar with Vegemite, and you turn up at someone's house, and even if they do it properly for you and they hand you Vegemite, it's not in your palate range. It's a confronting flavor, just to get right off the bat. And musk is the same thing.
He chased down a deer. He did not want the musk back. I'm
just curious. Ern says there's a super popular fromage liquid I keep seeing. I want to know the brand. I want to vape some cheese. I will do it live. Just let me know what it is. I want to.
That's not even a threat. That's a promise. That's straight up promise.
You know me. Look, there's only been one time I've looked at something and gone, fuck, I'm not vaping that. That's got dye in it. I'm not vaping dyes. I will vape anything at least once, except, tobacco stuff. I stay away from. But yeah, if you Clamato vape juice, I'll go for it.
Yep.
They don't even sell Clamato in this country. It's so sad.
Both Birdman and Vandal, both of you. I'll time you both out if you don't stop.
Vegemite's gross.
No.
It's like someone took a sandpaper and mixed it with a bunch of rotten vegetables. It was like, eat this.
I'm not even going to respond with that.
See, Vandal gets a pass because clearly he's just a dumb shit and doesn't know any better.
Whoa.
I ate it on sandwiches. I ate it on other food. Like, because when I was overseas, I was with Australians, and so like their families would send them Vegemite, and I gotta tell you, man, like I get it, like, everyone has their own thing, but like that stuff, I don't understand it. It's like Nutella if it was sad. It's like depressed Nutella. It's the Nutella for depressed people. Like, I'm gonna make a sandwich I'm not gonna enjoy. This is it.
Yeah.
I love Nutella.
Adam's getting so bad.
Gorgeous.
No, I'm not. Different strokes for different folks. Yeah.
I don't know though. You say that, but I think we might need to strip citizenship from Birdman. Well, I mean, you can't be Australian and publicly put down Vegemite. Even I know that.
There's a pair of my socks right there. So
look at it on the sock. Even it looks gross. It's like an oil slick, and there's some ducks in there drowning, and they're about to have a Palm Olive commercial cleaning them up. Like,
yeah.
Stelthor says Vegemite is the Viagra killer.
Indeed.
No, that's Vegemite.
Vegemite. Oh my god.
Dave Lloyd is threatening to send me poutine. I am so down for that. I don't even know if you can get poutine here in Australia. I mean, you could make it, but cheese curds are not easy to get a hold of.
Yeah. You could make it if you were set up commercially, I think, but and you knew what you're doing and had experience.
Gravy, cheese curds, French fries.
Yeah.
Chicken poutine. Hell yeah. I think we've.
That's just chicken and gravy.
Yeah. We've had many discussions with Uncle Chris Overdrip about poutine. He actually gave me a website to look at, and I think I drooled over it for at least 2 hours looking at the options of poutine that they had. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think that you can send it. Forget about quarantine and bringing vegetable matter into the country, etc. I just don't think it would survive the trip. Can you imagine, like 3 weeks in the mail service, how good your poutine would be?
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah,
you gotta use those cold packs, like the frozen packs, and then send it. When you open it, looks like you got Jurassic Park fucking fossils in it, but instead it's
cold
just
poutine. No, it's got to be fresh. It's got to be fresh.
Yummy. People do that. I should tell you the stories of me flying with bottles of milk so that I could have the right milk, when we were competing in the day to make sure, because quite often you went to places that didn't have the dairy of Australia. So that's an interesting situation, especially explaining to TSA officials, why do you have 6 litres of milk in your backpack? You're like, I just like milk, man.
Some milk.
Yeah, I like milk.
I just got to be stocked up at all times.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Then, since we're talking about milk, my friends in Canada, they informed me a while back that their milk comes in bags. Does milk come in bags in Australia as well?
No,
they tried it. They tried it back in the day, and commercially you can get it, but not retail.
Yeah, that's weird.
Look. Here's the thing. I've lived in the East Coast of Canada. I lived in the West Coast of Canada. It is primarily an East Coast thing. You can get it in the West Coast, but they don't make a lot of it because it doesn't sell well. It makes sense. It's easier to ship. It's easier to store. It's a lot less waste in your household. At the end of the day, you've just got an empty little bag that you can roll up and throw into the recycling. It does make a lot of sense. And
I'll just say this as an American. Bags are not made for milk. They're made for gas at the gas station when you think the pandemic's going to be real hard, okay? Bags are for gas.
I'm not even going to talk about those dumbasses because that's just Darwin at work right there.
Not as many explosions as I was hoping for, for my fellow Americans, but what?
Of course, there's not any explosions because they're putting them in shopping bags, and I'm
the same bags I usually pick up my dog's poop.
Well, the thing is, you see them filling up their bags. They always show the little footage, like someone with their phone filming the person filling their bag, and they put them in the back of the car and they drive away. What they don't show is when they get around the corner, plastic melts.
Out.
No, It doesn't spill out. Plastic melts in gas. So it's just like by the time they get home, there's just like wet goo all over the back. It's just flooded out.
If they make it home with all those gas fumes, they're probably. Ugh.
Well, that's the fun part.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then light up a cigarette to enjoy it. Chain smoke. The 3 tips to success to quit smoking. Chain smoke with a gas can full of cars, or a gas can full of cars. Wow, you guys get know what I meant.
David Lloyd is asking me how the rubber glove treatment went. I don't know what he means. What do you mean, Dave? What do you mean?
did you get a prostate exam?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh.
No.
I think he might have made a white glove treatment, maybe like cleaning. Because definitely rubber glove is definitely like finger in the booty hole.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not Thursday, but sure, I'll take one. Yeah.
I guess I'll watch your Discord now, Adam, since I know you're posting stuff.
Oh dear. Yeah. I'm a bit shocked by that one. Don't even know where to go. But no, yeah. Do I have to pay for it? Is that what's going on here? Yeah.
Pay extra.
Yeah. Yeah. Customs agents.
I think you meant the white glove treatment.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, with the milk.
Yeah.
Is that how you carried the milk? Because I'm sure I wouldn't want to drink any of that coffee afterwards.
Look, the 30 balloons were, they were easy to get down. They just weren't that easy to get out,
So imagine my chair is a cup of milk. Emily's on the other side. Adam's like, oh, let me help you with that. And the milk just comes out.
We've gone to a new low.
As long as it's not chocolate, we're all good. Oh, dear. Isn't this a vape show?
This is a vape show.
I'm vaping on
Are
it.
you sure?
Occasionally.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's do that. Let's talk about the buffet. That's all you get for that one. Steve, why don't you go first? How about that? You go first, bro.
It's because he's using a mech. He wanted to show off.
Yeah.
Merle's McMahon. Kong. The label is still coming off. I don't know why. I do this like 5 times a day. I push it back. It keeps peeling off. Vapor only. No, vapor not only. Vaporoni. Vaporoni. It sounds like macaroni, but it's vaporoni. Caramel custard. I raved about this on Sunday. I'm still going to rave about it today. Caramel custard is the bomb. It's the classic. It's old school. It's where I want to be these days. I don't have anything else in that realm, and I had completely forgotten how much I love that. Yeah, I've been vaping on that an awful lot. Also, still on my lazy setups, which is the built-in battery Aegis and the built-in battery Hita Ink. These have very similar things in them. This is red berries and aniseed. Sorrento, it's in this one. Or is it this one? I think it's in this one. Aniseed flavor. And this one has green apples, which is also aniseed flavor. It's a thing. Go back and watch any of my live streams the last month. It's almost done. I'll stop raving about it. That's it. That's all I got.
Aniseed again?
What is aniseed? It's
that's right.
Yeah.
It's like black licorice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the root ingredient that licorice is made of. And I forgot to mention, still vaping on the Soren Air Mod. Just got fresh coil in there, filled with musk. Lots of lovely deer musk.
Did you end up doing your review on that one? Have you done that?
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
It's taking much longer. I got up this morning with the dialogue going through my head. I was working out what I wanted to say. I plugged in the hard drive in the camera and wiped it, which is the start. That's what I do. I clear off the hard drive and start filming fresh. I've already done the table section, so all I've got to do is sit here and talk for 6 to 8 minutes about what I think about this thing. It's usually fairly simple, no script, and then all of a sudden my head just hurt like shit, and I went and lay down for 3 hours, and then I had to do this.
Right. Well, we appreciate you giving up your time to talk about musk and.
Are you gonna have the deer with you when you do the video?
It's right deer head. There you go. Yeah. Many deer died just to bring you that e-liquid, concentrated deer liquid.
It's actually a ram, so the musk is slightly off.
Yeah.
And he's dead.
Yeah. Mr. Vandal, would you like to please save us and go?
I have to save us now? Wow, we've really gotten down on the low, bro.
Yep.
Caliburn, Element OP, because Adam Miller's got the G. And then Anarchist Orange, because it's citrusy, it's fruity, and it's full of sugar just like me. What's up?
Nice.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Nice. I've only got 2 today. I have the Avalanche V2 Snowcap mods. They're a bit of squanking, and I'm still vaping on the Passage when I set that up on the weekend. Still really, really enjoying that. Actually got some I have some custard as well in the kind of caramel genre, which is butterscotch BC from Overdrip testing grounds in Canada. Really liking that one. And I also have a Burrow device, which is the Snowcap.
Of course you do.
Ravine with
Nice.
the that's actually the NFG V2 Brigade with the air bubble. Did anyone see that? That was cool. Yeah, I have in there some Yeah Nah Nah from Frankentones, which is a little bit of banana and peanut butter action. Yeah, that's it. I only got 2 because I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off for the last couple of days and not set it. No, once I don't have 12 setups. In fact, I actually once I stopped on the Sunday vape show, I put all those setups away, and I've got little setups set up, so to speak. So yeah,
we spent a good amount of time talking about Bill Box on Sunday, so we're not going to get into that today. But something that sort of passed through my head when I was there, that I just kind of want to bring up now is, I want to see Vapors Cloud do a Bill Box. And this falls in line with every time I say this kind of thing. I want to see them do the Hammer of Pod, because when you said that, I thought that was the best. That was the best line ever. Like seriously, like you just blew me away with that name and how fast you came up with it. I want to see the Hammer of Pod. I want it to be a quad battery, 21700, fully mech Boro box.
Yeah.
I want it to be. I want it to require 2 hands to lift. And just at the very top, you got this little bit where you slide in a normal size Boro tank.
Yeah, it's a 21700 Para Series pod Boro all in one device.
One puff, it's
quad
done.
Para.
Yeah, quad
One
Para.
puff, you burn all the juice.
Yeah, but Vapors Cloud is Suicide mods, right? They're all the same. So and Suicide did the like the Abyss with Dove Pose. So you could be right there, Steve. You know, let's. Everybody send an email to Vapors Cloud and say we want to see the Hammer of Pod.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
I think if they've got any sort of sense of humor, and you know that a lot of us in the industry do, I think as soon as you say that to them, Hammer of Pod, even if it's not what we just said, the gears start turning. How can we do what we do the way we do it, but make it a pod system?
Yeah.
Because we have to use that name. How could you be the people who created the Hammer of God and not do it?
I'd be down for this idea if they keep it like Caliburn size pods with the 4 batteries that are 21700.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like it would go into it like, excuse my my toilet paper roll for my tissue, but it'd be like this, you know, and he'd be like,
yeah, exactly.
"Oh, this is great."
But that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like it's not like it's a pod system with tiny little pods, but just massive power. You'll never like you buy it, you charge it up, you never have to charge it up for another 2 years.
Yeah,
it's just so. Or conversely, it puts out so much power that you have to fill your pod every puff. It's basically a dripper pod.
Yeah. It's 50 milligrams straight to the face hole for 5,000 watts.
Birdman, my kind of all-in-one. Dave Lloyd, the Birdman 69 edition. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Comes with free beard hair in the tip that you taste with your tongue when you hit it. Also, I haven't hit this thing in 6 months. Let's see if it's still good.
That's it?
Delicious, because all the sweetener, by the way, that's Homeboy Tropical.
How old is that cotton?
It'd have to be at least 6 months. I haven't touched this since I've really moved in here.
Full points to Vandal. Vandal gets 5,000 points for not even questioning it. He just hit that with zero.
He didn't even drip. He didn't even drip on it. He just looked at it and went, right, okay, fine.
It was congealed. It was nice. It was like a Jello shot for my lungs.
Yuck.
But like, if we're gonna talk about that, let's talk about the time that I made Adam queeze when I had that one, the Dang RDA, which still has Adam's coils in it and some cotton, and I bring it out here and there. I haven't changed it in 3 years. I bring it out and I hit it every so often with Adam's coils in it, and he hates it. He hates it.
Yeah, don't do that. That can't be good for you.
He's not the only one.
Yeah, that can't be good for you. Shall we change tact, folks? And let's just go to a little bit of a motivational blah blahs. We're going to do that.
Do it.
Yeah. Motivational blah blahs for this week is don't wait. The time will never be just right. This was kind of inspired by a lot of tasks that have to get done in everyday life, and I often find myself putting them off to find the right time. And that's one that I tell myself all the time because it's never going to be the right time. You just got to get her done, as Frames Janklin would say. So yeah, don't quite know where to go there, but I just wanted to share that with everybody because
if you think it's going to be easier tomorrow, it's not.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. I kind of put that mantra to a few tasks that I've had to do in the last week or so, and I'm kind of glad I did. When you strive for a certain level of certain things that you like to do in your tasks, it can be very taxing on you because you're never always going to get there. Like that's a whole thing coming back to the words goal versus a task. It's one of those things, and I've unfortunately had to, I'm trying to put it into context for myself. Lots of tasks that I don't have, absolute control over, but I've had to do something. So feel kind of good about that thing, and I actually got something done. And can always go back and fix it. But yeah, it was just one of those ones that I wanted to share with everybody because a lot of people talk about stuff, and action is the other thing that you got to get it on. So
that kind of reminds me of two phrases. One that I picked up from the band DOA from Vancouver, which I like to bring up every now and then, which is talk minus action equals nothing. I always try to keep that as a bit of a motto. And the other is something that my wife mentioned to me ages ago, and it's a mantra from the software development world, which is basically release early, release often. It's better to put out a flawed project and then fix it with an update and continue working on it than to try and get it perfect from the get-go and never end up releasing it. It takes forever. Turns into vaporware, right? And so this we apply the same sort of thing. Like I do it with my videos. I'm never happy with my reviews. There's always, I could refilm this, I could redo that, I could strip it down and just go from scratch. I said something wrong, I fucked up words, whatever. It's better to actually just get it done and get it out there and then go to the next one and try and do better and constantly be improving. If you're always, the same goes with music. If you're a musician, you will never be 100% happy with your recording or your song. But it's done, it's out, you move to the next one and you try to improve. And if you can come back and fix what you did, exactly what you're saying. Same sort of thing. You can do that, but get it out there. Don't sit at home, like if you're a musician writing songs, trying to get the perfect song. Eventually, I'll have the one thing that if you ever do a release, you'll have one song in your life.
Yeah.
One thing out there. Because by the time 20 years have passed, it took you to make that. It's going to take you another 20 to do the second one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Just get the content out. It's same with anything.
My buddy Jamor. What's up, Jamor? But the thing is like, you got to realize too, like a lot of people are afraid to like, push things off because they think that, oh, like, I don't know, have it figured out. You're not going to figure it out till you try. You're not going to figure out till you fall on the ground and have to pick yourself up. That's where you learn, not in the beginning. You don't have the best idea. You don't have the perfect idea. And you may really want to do something. Guess what? You suck right now. You suck right now because you haven't tried enough. And that's what you got to do is you got to try. And then you learn from it. And then you pick yourself up from it. And you see other people doing it. You get input from other people. I like that suggestion. I don't like that suggestion. And then you go from there. It's not a process of having it all inside you at once. I don't care what your mom or your camp counselor or whoever told you. Yeah, sure, we're all beautiful butterflies, but you got to learn how to fly first.
You suck right now. I think I'm going to get that tattooed on myself. That's an excellent motivation. A little pointer there. You suck right now. Yeah.
I think I said this. Was it last week? Was it this show? Some show we were on. Too many shows. There was a thing where I said that. It was me and Vandal talking about photography.
Oops.
About how when you get into something, and you're so excited about it, and you're so into it that you throw yourself in, and you have no skills and no knowledge, and you probably have no filter. Like everything you do is great, even though most of it is shit. But you're really into it, so you just do it a lot. And the better you get as you start improving, your personal level of your expectations and your judgment of work, whatever it is, gets better. So you start looking at the rest of the world and you start judging their stuff, and then you look at your thing and it doesn't live up to it. It's like, it's shit. And most people at that point stop. But you have to realize that you think your stuff looks shit because you have improved so much from when you started. You've improved, your values have improved, your critical opinions have improved, and your work has already improved so much. But you are very, very judgmental out of it. And you should be. Everyone should be their own worst critic, but don't let it stop you. Because once you're good enough to realize how bad you are, you're like up that first rung. You just continue and keep doing that. You'll always view your work as being not so good. But it's always going to be better than it was before if you keep working with that sort of mentality.
Yeah.
Don't ever stop when you feel like you've done something bad, because that's when you need to keep going. When you do something creatively, or you're reaching out trying to do something different, do a different mode, a different lifestyle change, whatever it is. Because when you think that you're doing bad, you notice the flaws in it, and that's for you to learn off of. Like, everyone around you, but like, you take a picture or something. We use photography quite often because Steve and I both do photos. Adam's getting into it now too, so it's easy for me to use this as a reference point, long story short. Anyways, like, you take a photo and you hate it, you can't stand it. Point out, like, sure, don't be like hard on yourself, but be like, man, I could have did that better. Not I could have did that better, I will do that better. I'm going to do that better. I'm going to go and make that change. I'm going to find stuff. I'm going to go see how other people do their stuff and learn from them and then apply it to myself. It's a never-ending process of trying to be better at whatever you're trying to do, try to be a better you, try and be better for everyone around you. If you think that you can do one thing to get to that sweet spot, I got to tell you, you're going to be beating yourself up your whole life trying to maintain that one sweet spot, because the sweet spot is always fucking moving. It's a non-stop target. You're always hitting a target that's always moving. And if you think, man, that's a lot of work for me, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you need to find something else to do. But by trying, you realize that. You find out that in the process of trying to do better and realizing maybe this just isn't something for me. I tried to learn the guitar a million times, and you guys see how I talk and act. I got ADD up the wazoo like crazy. I hated myself for a long time not being able to learn an instrument. And then I realized I'm not supposed to learn an instrument. It's not for me. And I picked up something else, and guess what? Now here we are, and I found something I'm pretty decent at because of the process. It's always going to be like that. Don't ever, if you don't have the ambition inside you to keep moving, I'm not telling you to stop, but I'm telling you to change course and maybe find something that goes better at your pace.
And the comparison mindset will be the death of you. You know, like a constant comparison is comparing against others that are at the tip of the iceberg or whatever is very, very.
It's a very, very hard line to draw. You need to look outside yourself for inspiration. You need to look outside your work for not comparison, but like there's things to learn from other people's work. But you can't let that overwhelm you. You don't absorb what they do and just try to do it their way. And you definitely can't judge your work against anyone else's. You judge it by its own merits. It's so hard to ride that line, whatever you're doing, whether it's YouTube's filmmaking, music, photography, screenwriting, whatever it is. Looking at your own work and saying, well, it's not quite as good as that guy. He's a better YouTuber than me. I should just quit.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Yeah.
And if you think you should just quit, look at all the people that are still making YouTubes that should quit.
There you go. See, if
you're talking to me,
if you're gonna compare yourself to other people, compare yourself to the people who are worse than you. That's the lesson. Go look for them, and then it's like, at least I'm not that guy.
Yep.
He shows his tits on YouTube.
Yeah, he does. Not even on OnlyFans. Didn't even pay for it. I know Birdman was there was probably 50% humor, 50% seriousness. That never do anything half-assed. Always do it fully-assed. That's actually more poignant than probably it reads conviction and like doing things with conviction. That's the hard one, is being giving yourself faith to take that step. But very, very true. Yeah.
Mysticals, you're always your own worst critic. See, here's the thing. I agree with you. That's not a wrong statement. However, I find that in the world, especially when you're creative and you're a judgmental prick like I am, you will find that there are two types of people. There are people that are their own worst critic, and that's a good thing because they look at their work and they go, I suck, I need to try harder, I need to work harder, and they constantly are looking to improve. That's being your own, and you should be your own worst critic. You should find the flaws before anyone else ever does. That makes you immune to criticism. When they mention something, you already know. And you've dealt with that. You've moved on before they can get in with their barbs. You know, they say you put out a song and then someone's bitching about the mixing. Yeah, I know. I really shit the bed on that one, didn't I? Boom. They can't hurt you. You already know that. The other half is people who are creative, who are not their own worst critic. In fact, as far as they're concerned, everything they do is golden. Those are the people that never learn anything past day one. They're the ones who put pictures up online, and all their friends and family give them so much love and praise and affection, which is what friends and family are for. But it never encourages them to grow or change. And those are the ones that flood the world with, and it's fine. It's fine to flood the world with mediocrity, inferior work. It's fine to do that as long as you don't push into professional space. When you start doing that, then you kind of getting in the way. And I know that sounded really judgmental of me, but it's true.
It's the truth. And like I get into this kind of like a little bit because like I won't lie to you. You know, it was like you said, it's your own self. You should be your own worst critic, which I am. And then I always get a lot of comparisons like, oh, so what do you do? Oh, photography. Oh, my aunt bought a camera last week for $100 and she takes family photos. You guys are the same fucking thing. No, we aren't. Like, you know, this is one thing it always sticks with me. You know, it's always going to bug me is the fact that, like, you know, you'll have the people that just sit there and float around. But don't get me wrong, they may be able to produce decent looking content or whatever it is. But it's the same fucking thing with different people in the photo. Same thing. And if you're like, in my personal opinion, I don't mean to hurt your feelings if anyone's watching is going to take this personally, but if you're going to produce the kind of quality of like, you know, that to me, you're just like a high school photographer. You come in and take the photo of the people and you put it in a yearbook. There's nothing there. What part of your soul are you putting into your work? What kind of depth are you putting into it? And that's, in my opinion, where you should be striving to be. It's how you add yourself to things, and without trying and without putting breaking down or without hurting like your mentality on things by realizing you don't know enough and you want to learn more because you need to know more and because you know it's for growth. That's how you put your pain and your effort into your process. Not because I bought a camera, I'm a photographer. No, it's because you found something that you were not good at and you went and strive to do better at it instead of consistently doing the same thing over and over and over. And if that's your kind of thing, you're like a retiree or like you're somebody like that, or like not like a house husband, housewife, whatever, and you're doing it just for fun and that's enough for you. That's good. We're not talking to you. We're not talking to you here. You found your niche.
A lot of people struggle to find their voice. That's probably the other thing too. You know, having commitment and the conviction to go, this is what I want to do. You know, that's the hard one too.
The thing is, I was going to go off on a different tangent here, but there is a huge difference between talent and skill. And as much as it pains me, and it pains every creative in the world to say this, talent is fucking overrated. Talent will get you to the door, not even through the door. Talent is you put a guitar in someone's hands and they instinctively and intuitively can pluck out a decent melody. That's great. You still can't play. You don't know what the chords are. You don't know how to compose an entire piece. You can't move people. You can pluck out a melody. You have some innate talent. You can draw with perspective and it looks like a face. And you're only 4. That's great. You've got some innate talent. Now, 10, 15 years of study and training and practice and fucking up and having your heart broken and going all the way through this will give you skills. Talent and skills, unbeatable combo. Talent or skill without talent, you are a very, very functional, very, very competent producer. You can now go out and work and put time and effort and thought into creating things that are good. But talent on its own, you can't just, I've got talent, I'm just going to sit here, I've got talent.
And that's where people burn out and they don't, and they're like, oh, what happened? What happened? I was so good at one point, or everyone thought I was going to be great. What'd you do to continue your greatness? Did you sit there and live off the accolades that you got at that one point off that one thing for as long as you could, and then got into a place to where it's just no longer applicable to be a part of it?
Every amazing photographer that I know of, have listened to, have watched, or have spoken to, and also filmmakers and actors, they all talk about the importance of personal projects. I take calendar pictures. They look like this. I do 20 sessions a year. They're all photoshopped and composited. That's my work. And once a year, I go to the fucking desert, or I go to Iceland, or I go to my garage and I do my project. And it's this thing that I can't sell, that nobody's interested in. It's this weird art thing, and it's just fucked up. And I just love it, and I just do it. Yeah, it's a refresher thing, but it's also where you hone skills, because when you're working, time is money. Once you get to that point, time is money, and you have to produce within parameters and paradigms, and you have to kind of restrict yourself a bit. But when you go play, then you learn things that you don't normally do, and you can bring a little bit of that back into your professional work, and it's just better, just more. I know so many people that say in the photography world, they work with strobes, which I know Chris is not into, but strobes will freeze action. Ultra crisp, ultra clear, you have full control over the light at all points in time, and you can freeze action. Like, if someone is chopping and they're bringing their hand down, you can have that clear shot, no motion blur.
Instantly.
And I know so many people who've mastered that. And that's it. That's all they can do with strobes. There's more you can do with it. You can fuck around. You can do double exposures with strobes. You can imply motion. You can actually have a really crisp hand and this whole light smear. So it actually, the picture is so much more impactful because you can see that the arm is moving and still have that. Say you're doing a knife, and the knife is the product, so it's got to be crisp and clear. With strobes and playing around with light, you can actually get that motion and still show the product clear. But you'd have to go and play with that. You can't play with that. And you can't play with that when you're working. Time is money. You've got a job to do. This has got to get out. So you've got to do personal projects. You've got to go off and just play. Same with musicians. I always say to people, it's like, I know people who do music and they sit down and they write a song. They just sit down and write a song. And I'm always saying, and I have a lot of friends who get very frustrated, they get blocked. I'm like, you don't play anymore. Sit down and just make a bar. You're working digitally. Make a bar. No intentions of making it a song. Just play with it. Just fuck around with it. Fuck with the sound. Add this. Take this away. And play with it. Slow it down. Speed it up. Just fuck with it until you have something that's interesting, and then close the app without saving. Come back and do something completely different the next day. You just got to play.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to get better at anything creative. Play with words, play with light, play with sound, fuck with it, and learn how to control it. You can't do this when you're working. You have to take your own time.
And if you're ever afraid, this will be my last point on this. If you're ever afraid of, like, you know, oh, I'm not going to do this good, guess what? If you go through my hard drives, you're going to see shit where I thought it would be a great idea and it was not. But guess what? I learned from that. I learned that's not what to do. And I found steps to make it how I wanted to do it. You have to practice, and you have to take heed and take charge of wanting to do it. And you're going to have to run yourself through the mud. You can't become clean unless you're dirty and you become clean. Like, I know it's a terrible analogy, but you have to be down there in the ditches with it, you know, whatever it is, whether it's photography, videography, you're doing YouTube, or like doing coils and stuff like this. Like, Adam, did you know how to do coils since you've been born?
No.
How did you learn to become, and I'll say this because you're too humble of a guy, an amazing coil smith like you are? How did you get to that point?
That's very kind of you, thank you. But lots of research beforehand, actually, before I even attempted to do it. I didn't just jump into it. So,
but you did the work to get to where you wanted to be, right?
Yeah. Lots of learning about it, learning different nuances of stuff, different gear, those kind of things, to try and set myself up for success from the start. So.
And you hear it from Adam here, which people praise. He's very humble, so he's not gonna do it, but I'll do it for him. People call where I work at least once a month. Hey, where can I get these? I used to get these coils from you. How can I get these? I've had people message me because they know that I know Adam. Where can I get these? Where can I get that? Because he took the time and effort to put it there. He wasn't born with this knowledge in his head. He didn't have like this inherent talent to just wrap up some wires and pull out these cores and do all this stuff. I don't even know the process, and I'm trying to explain it, but he didn't know that, and he learned to do it. And the reason why I use Adam is because he's tried to improve. And at least I would say most of the people in this chat have used your products and know that they are good, whether it's the juice that you helped inspire to create or it's the coils you inspired to create, because you worked on it and you got to that point through effort. Any kind of effort, and you got there. You guys remember, I don't know if anyone, like Mowgli was been around since like day one we started the Amigos channel to now, and like, you know, a couple other people in the chat and stuff like that. Think about like how we started out on YouTube, how fucking wonky our first lives and stuff were and all that stuff. The only professional that we had was Steve, and then Kevin when he was still hanging out with us on the channel and stuff like that. But now look at it. I have black lights. You can grow.
Yeah. And I provide potatoes every week. It's done. Yeah.
I think for Adam, the better examples are both his musical background and also his barista background. The barista thing is like when you're working, people come in, they want their coffee, they pay for their coffee, and you have to make it right, give it to them. You've got no time to play or experiment. You are making a product for a customer. Don't fuck around. You get it done. You get it done right, best of your abilities. But Adam always was more than just a barista in a coffee shop. He's a bit of a perfectionist. He takes the time to play. I'm sure he's played with different beans. He's played with different times. He's got a timer there. He's timed different shots. He's played around with different milks, different ways of steaming, different tools. He's done a lot of experimentation to extend his ability beyond the basic. You can go and do a 2-week course in Australia, and you're officially a barista. Once you've done that 2-week course, you can now work in any coffee shop. A lot of people stop there. That's fine. But he took the time to play, which brought him to national and international acclaim as what he was, because, you know, maybe fine degrees, but it's improvement and it's expanding the craft. The same thing goes with his band. I mean, I know you guys had a studio. Did you guys ever have Like, did you rent out your space, or did you only save for yourselves?
Oh no, 100%. That was most of the business was recording other artists, and yeah.
Well, then exactly, you know what I'm about to say. The band comes in, they've paid you for time, and this isn't even about your skills. This is about theirs. If they're a good prepared band, they come in, they know what they want to do, they figure it out before they get there, and they communicate that with you and the rest of the team, and they do it, and then they leave. They're not the Rolling Stones. They haven't got the place for 6 months. They don't walk in and say, right, better write some songs then. No, they've got some fucking songs.
Gonna write some songs then.
Yeah, but there are bands. There are bands when you get to that high level.
Oh, 100%.
You've already paid your dues. You've already put in. You know how to write a song well, and you're comfortable with each other, and you've got the fucking money to rent a studio for 6 months. But most bands have to go in and get the job done and fuck off. Come back in 3 weeks when we've got a 10-hour session. We will mix your songs then. We're busy now.
Yeah.
You don't start trying to figure out what the solo is going to be just before while they're setting up the mics. Roll in the amp. What key are we in? That's not what you do. You do all your playing around before. But in your rehearsal space, and most bands, not all bands, but most bands do this, there's plenty of times where the guitarist comes in and he starts playing a thing that he was thinking about. And the drummer joins in. And the bass player's like, fuck, I'm not ready. What are we playing? What key is that? Boom. You got half a song there just because you started fucking around with each other. And you play the same riff for 6 hours, just molding it.
And the point I think that I can draw out of what Legion's saying too, for me personally, is that Adam has done a lot of things in his life that helped him in his experience to get to where he's at now. Whether it's from the barista side of things and becoming a pretty much coffee pro, he's on like fucking stands and like awards and stuff like that, to like, you know, doing like to doing the coils and things like that, and then also being in music and doing things like that. The point is he tried things and he was successful at those things, and then took things that were applicable in that and then put them towards this. And I don't know Adam like this or nothing. I'm not in his brain or his memories, but he also probably did things that he wasn't that good at, and now he knows what steps to avoid to get to the what he wants. You know, we all have that. You know what I mean? We all do that. We all have those things, and that's why it's very important to immerse yourself in everything that you do full ass, because you're going to get out of it. You may not get out of it right now what you want out of it, but in the future you're going to get something out of it for something better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have been listening to the Adam Breezetones Appreciation Hour. This week we have been focused on his 20s to 30s. Next week we're going to be coming back and we're going to start with his kindergarten years. He was an absolute genius with pace. We're going to start with that, and we're going to work all the way through to his high school years. Adam, you are the same color as a cherry.
Yep. We've covered a lot of things tonight, and it's time to end. We're gonna
Adam for God.
No.
Jamar in the chat says, "Are you single, Adam?"
Yeah. No, I am not. I'm not single, and I'm cutting us off. I've got to go. I'm 10 minutes over time, and I'm cutting us off. You're all cut off. Big love to you all in the chat for hanging out with us to listen to the blah blahs that we like to talk about. Big love to you, Legion. Big love to you, Vandal. Legion's got 14 shows on this week and reviews. Vandal also does a lot of stuff, but we'll see you all online. I just put the words there for everybody, so I apologize about that.
Ern, should I get a job for the NPR?
Yeah. All right. We will see you next week. Big love, everybody. Drink some more water. Hug your family. Get some sleep. All that sort of stuff.
Sleep's overrated.
Yeah. We love you. We'll see you next